And now it's the turn of Anne Campbell-Gunn, CEO of Threenines Children's Charity. Yes, yes. So,
That's
hello,
me.
Anna. We've
Anne. Anne.
Anne.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Okay.
It's
No
the
worries.
journalist's nightmare to get somebody's name wrong. But
It's
it's
okay.
it's good to be corrected in a minute time. So you and I have spoken before at Twickenham last year.
We have.
But for people that don't know, could you give a little bit of background about the charity? Because you're the charity partner for BAPCO over the course of it's 2 years, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
And I've got to say, we're absolutely delighted to be chosen by the BAPCO membership as the sponsored charity for 2 years. It means a huge amount to us because we think we're well aligned with the BAPCO members and the first responders that their members support. So we support all the emergency services via referrals for children and families. So what makes us different is that we provide trauma-informed support for children who've suffered traumatic events. Now, that may be as a result of crime or some impact that a crime has happened, but it's not exclusively crime. The key is trauma. And we know that kids get very frightened. Children can be quite petrified when the blue lights turn up for whatever reason. And therefore, we want to help them through those early moments. So I'd probably describe us as the charity that that wants to make the earliest intervention to help children understand what's happening and not be terrified and traumatized by whatever incident is occurring. And the other aspect to that work is often, and it's not always, but often, a lot of the children our first responders come across are living in circumstances of severe hardship. I think we all know that the financial climate is currently not good, and we've had some pretty horror stories of kids not having the right clothing, shoes, I get to go to school. So that's Threenines. So we work with all the emergency services to support children who've been traumatized as a result of crime or a major incident, and we will help in whatever way is going to help that child.
Okay. Are the children referred by the emergency services, or how does the process?
Okay, currently, so we're a relatively new brand, and what I would say is, although the brand is new, all the people involved in Threenines have been working in the sector for many years, and in fact, we've worked together before, so we have the experience that is probably not always understood when a new organisation comes up. So currently, because we're quite new, we're establishing our referral pathways quite slowly and deliberately so that we don't get overrun with demand and fall over. So we're building up our war chest of financial support and other resources. And my job as CEO is to match those resources with referrers. And obviously, the only way we can really extend our reach and help more children and families is by getting more money in the pot and appealing to the companies and the corporates, public donations, grant and trust funds to help us do that work. So it's really helpful to us to get our story out there as to how we help and why we get involved.
Yeah, it sounds like your presence at BAPCO this year is being quite helpful in relation to that.
Oh, Phil, it absolutely has. It's been a whirlwind since we set up. I think because a lot of the stands here are quite techy, and understandably, because it's public safety technology, we stand out like a bit like the proverbial sore thumb. We're bright and colourful and cheerful. We've got teddy bears on the stand. We've got our new calm and care kits, which we may talk about.
I
Sure.
wouldn't. Yeah, I would like to.
Yeah. So it's been a bit of a whirlwind, so a lot of interest. And of course, rather conveniently, we've been next to the puppies.
Yes.
Oh my word. So many people have been to see us and told us that they've had a lovely time
Yeah.
stroking the puppy.
So when you say puppies, therapy dogs.
And well, I've had a quick peek behind the curtain and I've
Right.
seen puppies.
Oh, okay.
So they're probably therapy dogs in the making. But
Yes.
today, so one of the little puppies is so sweet. And I wished I'd been in there at the time.
Right.
All he did, or she did, was jump on a lap and immediately go to sleep. And I'm thinking, actually, that is quite therapeutic
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
But today, we've had our own therapy dog visit the show.
Yes, you is.
And Marley, the Cavapoo, has
Yeah.
been walked round with his owner, Cara, bit like a walking ambassador for us. So, and who can't resist a cute dog?
You are, yeah. If anything that's going to get somebody to a stand, it's going to be a cute dog. Like, you're quite right. So when we spoke in Twickenham, what was it? Only 4 months ago,
November.
something like that.
Yeah.
So what's happened since then?
Okay, so we've been really busy expanding our services, and we've just launched our new referral form, which is on our website, which is allowing children themselves to make contact with us and tell us how we can best help them. So it's an encrypted form, obviously secure. We want to give the children a voice. We want them to feel empowered. So that's a new development for us. And that's in addition to the referral pathways of organisations. And also a new category of referral is what we're calling the connected adult. So this is an adult who's connected to the child that's been impacted by the incident. Could be a teacher, it could be a GP, it could be another professional, or it could be a member of the extended family.
Yeah.
So what we're really saying is that anyone who has concerns about a child that's been impacted by probably a visit from the blue lights, then do let us know and we will do what we can to help and support.
What's in here?
All right, so this is our prototype, and I'll stress that word because it may well change, although we've had some really great response to it. It's a nylon backpack. It's obviously got our logo brand all over it, and it's a selection of carefully curated goodies that the first responders can deploy on a scene where there's children that probably need some reassurance, probably need distracting so that the first responders can get on with the job in hand. Also, probably some information for the child. So let's have a look inside. Oh my goodness, what's coming out? So this is actually our bear. I'm calling this bear Charlie.
Okay.
So it could be Charlotte, it could be Charles, but this is Charlie, and we will be finding a proper name for him. He's dressed in his high-vis
He's got
jacket.
a little bespoke high-vis jacket.
Yeah. So he's representing really all the emergency services, because at some point all of them usually have, or some of their operatives had a high-vis.
Yeah.
So we think that is, and Charlie is very cute, very cuddly. He's very soft. So he's very, what's the word, tactile.
He is tactile, yes he is.
You can just stroke his ears.
Stroke his ears. Yeah.
Like I do with my Jack Russells, and they just absolutely love it.
Fair
Or you
enough.
can rub his tummy.
Yeah.
So you can imagine a child just clutching that tight for a
Yeah.
bit of comfort.
Yep.
So there's a bit of comfort.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what else have we got there? Right, okay.
This you meant, so that's this. Did you say this is a fidget toy?
So, yeah, we would probably call this a fidget toy.
Yeah.
So you probably remember that when we spoke before, we were in a research phase and we were asking first responders, how could you better help and support these kids? And what came back, number one was trauma support, but also fidget toys, something to distract the child from what's going on. So we've partnered with a company. They happen to be a global brand and the UK leader in toys that help children to learn. They're called Learning Resources, Norfolk-based company in this country, and they have are providing us with these actually quite a wide selection of potential fidget toys. So the one I'm holding is one of their dice, and it's encouraging. So name something you want to buy. Well, probably I'd probably quite like a mini version of the drone that I've just seen outside. But what game do you like to play? So there's all sorts of questions that probably help a child to think about something
Yeah.
else
Yeah.
and what's going on in front
Yeah.
of him. Oh, here's another version. Actually, this is a key ring shaker.
Yep.
That looks quite nice. And the colours, and again, the fact
Yeah.
that they're quite tactile.
Yeah, they're very tactile.
We've got some information in here. And actually, yes, here it is. Special card that actually helps your child to understand. Now, that writing's a bit small for me, so I can't
Yeah,
read it.
me as well.
Yeah. But I'm told it's probably one of the things that we have to make a bit bigger. But there's also a QR code on this, and on this takes the child or the young person directly to our website where they can find more info. So that is, there will also be some little tissues, a little pack of tissues in there, and probably a pen, because for some of the younger recipients, there will be the opportunity to write their name. You're probably looking at this and thinking, yeah, well, that's fine, Anne, for younger children. What about the older children? Well, we've obviously got the young version pack here, but I can tell you the version for the older kids includes these stress balls. Now, thinking about the emergency service vehicles, we've managed to source a whole range of stress balls that look like an ambulance, police car, police helicopter, fire engine with the ladder
Yeah.
on the top,
Yeah.
various things. So the idea is that there's a selection of items
Yeah.
that we will now test to find out what the different services would like us to include.
Okay. All right. Cool. But from the because you spoke at the dinner last night.
I did.
Um,
I probably spoke too long then.
no, not so. You outlined, was it three case studies?
Three
wasn't it?
cases.
So
yes.
you deal with some
Yes.
some very traumatized children,
So
don't you? I don't know if you want to reiterate some of what you
cases,
said last night, or
all
just
of the
to give just a flavour of the kind of the impact.
you're absolutely right, Phil. I mean, all of the cases that we've dealt with since we began are all the high-profile cases. Many of them have been in the media, and all of them have circumstances that are so shocking when you understand what the story is behind the scenes. And I think for me, understanding those stories are absolutely key to thinking how we can potentially best help. So I know one of the stories that kind of lives with me. Actually, it's one of the survivors of the Southport massacre, and Louisa, that's not her real name, but she apparently died twice in the ambulance that was taken into hospital. She'd been stabbed by the person that's now in prison, and mother didn't immediately realise that she was so badly injured. She was resuscitated. She did get to hospital. The surgeons, the clever surgeons, saved her life. But in doing so, they had to inject her arm with a particular drug, which
Yeah.
caused the arm to swell.
Yeah, I remember that from last
So
night.
her arm actually burst. I mean, that does sound awful.
Yes, it does.
And it's part of the life-changing physical changes that this 10-year-old, now 11, 12, is having to cope with. She was in hospital for a long time, long time. And apart from the changes that she's had to cope with, her family have been completely devastated. Mum and dad are finding it difficult today to cope with the aftermath of the tragedy. I think it's fair to say that they've got marital issues. They are supported by the friends. And of course, Louisa lost her best friend. It's one of the three little guys that died. So you can't really imagine a worse set of circumstances for a family. And our team have been supporting the parents, actually the father in this case. He was a professional man, but in effect, he's lost his job. He can't cope with what had happened.
Yeah.
And mum, similarly. So the family finances are drained and they can't afford to do the things that they used to do. So I think when you have a bad day at work, because it happens to us all, I always say that my bad day is never going to be as bad as the people and the families that we help. And I'm not saying that doesn't give me comfort at all, but it kind of gives a perspective that it's not easy, it's not difficult to get up in the morning to do the work that we do.
Yes. Yeah. Well, how did you? Because it's a relatively new charity.
Yes.
So how did you? I mean, how did you get? How what prompted you to establish the charity in the first place? What led you to this? And what's the impact of you on the on you of the work? I imagine it's probably negative and positive in the same
Yeah,
time.
that's a really interesting question, Phil, because I often wonder myself. But I knew that there were gaps in services. There were changes in other service providers that meant they were no longer doing the things that we now offer, and certainly working with the people and the organisations that have been referring to us. So when you know there's a gap and you know that there is a growing demand and a need for services, that led to us setting up Three Nines. I think it's also fair to say that for some time, some years, we kind of knew that crime wasn't just a police issue. Actually, crime touches all of us, and a lot of the emergency services, and particularly since the Manchester Arena bombing of 2017, were working, collaborating more closely together, sharing control rooms. So it makes eminent sense to work across that community. Why wouldn't you? Is probably what I'd say. So we're a new charity. We've got a new mission. It's we would say it's common sense. And judging from the response that we've had, the emergency services and those that support them agree. So pretty much, it gives us the comfort that we're on the right track. But I think also what's happened is we're being supported by some key names, some key brands in the emergency services network, and also some of the people who have worked in the past to help collaborate those services. So I don't know if you want me to say any more on that, but
I get the last point you made is quite interesting. When you said some of the people that have the who facilitating collaboration.
yeah,
Yeah, that's really. I mean, given where we are at
yeah,
Batco, that's really interesting. So in terms of multi-agency work, that's why I always think Batco ties in really well with what you do, because it's all the the emergency services working together. Yeah. So if you can elaborate on that, that's fine. If you
yeah.
can't, you can't.
So, well, one of the people that's been behind the scenes and helping us at a strategic level, and that's with our positioning and our messaging and generally the direction of travel, who's supporting that, is Charlie Hall. Now, Charlie, until he retired, was the Chief Constable of Hertfordshire Police. But as part of his national portfolio, because as you know, all police chiefs also have to have a national responsibility. Well, Charlie's happened to be um, the joint emergency services, and he oversaw the work of Jessup, the joint emergency
That's very.
services
I did want. Yeah, I did want.
interoperability
Yeah,
protocols or
yeah.
something. think that's
Yeah,
what
Jessup,
do.
Jessup, everybody's
yes,
in. Yeah,
yeah. So we feel incredibly fortunate to be supported
yeah,
at that level. Charlie's contacts are probably second to none. Well, they're going to be, aren't they?
yeah, they are. Yeah,
And also at the ministerial level. So um, that's been important to us. And hand in hand with that, um, we're being supported by a management consultancy called BMT. They're probably best known for their work in naval defence, but they also have a justice arm and work with police. I know the Met police are one of their clients, and they learned what we were doing and immediately offered to support us with some pro bono management consultancy. Now, that for me was like manna from heaven, because what it actually means is that we've got the academic rigor of a well established process from those who understand how to bring a project to life, make it happen, and include all the things that me, as the charity person that's more used to raising money, um, so I've done project management over the years, but it's about horses for courses. So I actually feel we're being supported and directed by the right influences, people who are connected already with certainly the emergency services and those that support them.
it certainly sounds like it. And we've got the Babco connection as well.
Yes, yes, well, yes. And I think Babco is, apart from anything else, that in many ways was part of our story, because it's kicked off these other very positive things that have occurred. So, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Babco.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, that was really very interesting. So thank you, Anne.
Thank you for this. Always a pleasure to chat to you.
You what? Likewise, we'll talk again in the autumn up north.
Yeah, look forward to it.
You too.
Bring it on.
Thank you.